For a long time, masks have been a required accessory for superheroes or people just trying to get into an eyes wide shut orgy. By the way, the secret password is "I'm here for the orgy 1." Now, when the coronavirus pandemic began, the CDC said people didn't need to wear masks unless they were showing symptoms. But a couple of weeks ago, they changed their mind after realizing that if everyone wore masks in public, it could stop people from spreading the disease. Also, they ran a series of tests and realized that, damn, people are ugly. Now, this all seems reasonable enough, right? Everyone just needs to wear a mask when you're going to be outside around other people. But apparently, it's the furthest thing from simple.
In the city of Stillwater, Oklahoma, an emergency proclamation requiring the use of face masks in stores and restaurants was amended after reports employees were being verbally abused and threatened with violence for trying to enforce the order.
In Miami Beach, one park is now shut down after police issued more than 7,000 warnings over the weekend to people not wearing face masks.
In Michigan, a security guard was shot after a dispute with a customer over a face mask.
Police are also looking for this man who wiped his nose on a clerk's shirt when he was asked why he wasn't wearing a face covering.
Whoa! Why are people so angry? Forget a vaccine. Scientists need to start working on a chill pill. Health officials are asking for us to cover our faces to protect ourselves, and everyone's acting like they have to get spayed and neutered. And the people who don't wear masks are ruining it for everyone. Like now, they had to close down that entire park in Miami. And Miami, you know I love you. But what are you doing? Getting mad about being asked to cover your face? I've been to Miami. Nobody's looking at anybody's faces. But if we know that masks can help save lives and stop the spread of coronavirus, why are so many people refusing to wear masks when they go out in public? Well, one reason is that, just honestly, they're not super comfortable. And one woman in Kentucky found a solution that totally didn't work.
A Kentucky woman is going viral for the way she wears a mask. This woman was caught on camera shopping with a hole cut in the middle of her protective mask. She claims it made it, quote, easier to breathe, since everyone is required to wear a mask while out. Of course, the CDC is advising that masks should cover both the nose and mouth completely.
Okay, I'll be honest. I get where this woman is coming from. Wearing a mask can make it a little harder to breathe. But you know what can make it a lot harder to breathe? Coronavirus. Like, I think some people might be missing the point of the mask. It's not about conforming, it's about safety. Can you imagine if people brought this attitude to sex? Don't worry, babe. Of course I used a condom. Yeah, I just ripped the top off because it was really uncomfortable for my penis and it made it look like it was robbing a bank. But we're good. We're totally safe. Now, another reason people might not be wearing a mask is maybe they just don't have one. But remember, it doesn't have to be an actual medical mask right now to be effective, right? Anything that covers your nose and mouth can help. Although I will say, one guy in San Diego got a little too creative with his coverage.
Outrage is growing over a man seen wearing a Ku Klux Klan hood inside of a Vons grocery store near San Diego. Other shoppers took pictures of the man seen Saturday in the city of Santee. Store clerks reportedly asked the man to remove the hood or leave. He finally took it off while he was in line, then paid for his items and left. Santee's mayor and others have condemned the incident. Detectives from the San Diego County Sheriff's Department are now investigating and will pursue any appropriate charges.
Wow, wearing a Klan hood as a face mask. That seems counterproductive. Because, I mean, you might be protecting yourself from corona, but you're definitely gonna get a case of ass whipping. And I know this guy thought he was being intimidating wearing a KKK mask in public, but I'm sorry, man, you're in a grocery store. I can't be scared of anyone buying Go-Gurts. Plus, I like how he only wore the hood. Yeah. So he was at home like, should I put the robe on as well? No. I'm a moderate Klansman. Now, if you've been watching the protests going on around the country, it's clear that for some people, not wearing a mask is a matter of principle. Because apparently in America, you don't just have the right to bear arms, you also have the right to bear face.
In Houston, you could get a $1,000 fine for not wearing a mask. That's led to at least one lawsuit and complaints of government overreach. These mandatory masks amount to government overreach.
There is now a lawsuit over face mask requirements here in Harris County.
There are many people who are unhappy with the order. Close to 150 demonstrators protested the mask mandate.
I don't want to wear a mask. I don't want the government telling me what to do.
You cannot allow the government to overreach the Constitution, because if you allow that, and then what else is next? Only God knows.
Hell yeah! I'm sick of the government telling us what to do, telling us to wear masks. You got those red lights that tell us when we can drive, stopping me from buying romaine lettuce because it has E. coli on it. Some of us like the taste of E. coli. It's called the refined palate. You know, I'll be honest, I've never understood why some people complain so much about a nanny state. Nannies are awesome. I mean, they let you take afternoon naps. They always have a little baggie of goldfish. They let you watch TV all day while they stare at their phone. In fact, when this is over, I want to hire a nanny for myself. I want to eat goldfish. So the question remains, why are so many Americans resistant to wearing a mask in public? I mean, maybe it's a comfort thing, maybe it's an aversion to taking orders, or maybe they just want to show off that pasty quarantine skin. Another reason might be that their leaders are leading by example, only the wrong example.
The CDC is advising the use of non-medical cloth face covering as an additional voluntary public health measure. So it's voluntary, you don't have to do it. I don't think I'm going to be doing it.
U.S. Vice President Mike Pence now says he should have worn a mask during his visit to the renowned Mayo Clinic last week.
Governor Eric Holcomb is apologizing this morning after a Facebook photo shows him taking a selfie with two people and not wearing a mask.
This Ohio State representative says he won't be wearing a mask because of religious reasons. Republican Representative Nino Vitale says our nation was founded on Judeo-Christian principles, and one of those principles is that we are all created in the image and likeness of God, and that image is seen the most by our face.
Okay. Wow. That is a bold religious stance from that lawmaker. And I don't know if going out without a mask is a way to honor God, but it's definitely a way to meet him sooner. Like, where is he even getting this from? Because I've been to Sunday school. I don't remember this being in the 10 Commandments. I don't remember Moses coming down like, and commandment number 9, thou shalt not cover all of this. So look, I don't even understand how a public health issue like wearing a mask became so politicized. But it is weird to me. It is really weird to me that so many of these people who refuse to wear masks claim to be proud patriots who would do anything for their country. Because right now, America is at war with the coronavirus. And if you're going out in public without wearing a mask, well then, you're fighting for the other side. Let's talk about face masks. They're keeping us healthy and letting us pretend we're all the shredder. I'll get you, Ninja Turtles. Most people have gotten the message that even simple masks can slow the spread of coronavirus. In fact, in the US, a nice 69% of Americans are saying they now wear masks when they leave the house. But now, there's some new research that confirms just how effective a mask can actually be.
And one of the best ways to protect yourself and others from getting COVID-19 is to wear a mask. A new study out of Hong Kong shows coronavirus transmission rates drop by 75% when surgical masks are used. Researchers used hamsters. Masks draped over the cages of infected hamsters dropped infection to 17%. Hamsters who still got infected despite having a mask barrier had less of the virus in their bodies compared to hamsters without masks.
Yeah. According to this eye-opening and frankly adorable study, masks drop transmission rates of the coronavirus by 75%. And while this is a great study for public health, I think it's a huge missed opportunity for those scientists. I mean, why would you drape masks over the cage when you could have put tiny masks on the hamsters? I mean, that is Instagram gold. You know, for a bunch of virologists, you guys don't know shit about going viral. Am I right? No one's here. So clearly, wearing masks is important. But that doesn't mean that it's easy. I mean, for one thing, unless you plan on butt-chugging all your meals, it really makes it impossible to eat or drink. Until now.
As health officials are asking the public to wear face masks, a group of friends in Texas just developed a mask that makes it easy to drink through.
Cordell had an epiphany when she had to take off her mask to take a sip of water. That's when she came up with the idea for Shut Your Mouth. The masks include a front zipper that allows people to more easily get a drink while they're out in public.
The latest look in protective face masks have people saying, I'll drink to that. That's because it comes with a hole for a straw.
An Israeli man created a protective face cover that allows you to eat food without removing your mask. You just squeeze a lever, which opens a slot for your mouth, so you can eat without removing the mask.
What a great invention. Now we can all have lunch and nightmares. I mean, nothing gets my appetite going like seeing my friends as ventriloquist dummies. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why we needed that one with the zipper. Like, that already exists. I've got like 3 of those masks in my closet right now. Yeah, it's dusk masks. You know when you're like doing the garden and then you want to say something? Yeah, I'll be done in 10 minutes. Now, even though most Americans are wearing masks, many still refuse. Yeah, and confrontations between maskers and anti-maskers have been going viral. And the latest one may be the best yet. You see, a Las Vegas Patriot tried to shame a Costco employee who told him that he needs to wear a mask in the store, and things did not exactly go the way he expected.
A Costco employee in Las Vegas is being praised for standing his ground and denying a customer who refused to put on a mask.
Hi everyone, I work for Costco and I'm asking this member to put on a mask because that is our company policy. So either wear the mask
And I'm not doing it because I woke up in a free country.
Have a great day.
So you're going to take this card from me.
Sir, have a great
Full
day.
of stuff.
You are no longer welcome here in our warehouse. You need to leave. Thank you very much.
Here, you put it on. I'll give you my card. He's going to take the card away because he's a little bitch. There he is, walking away with all my stuff. There he goes. Because I'm not a sheep.
Woo! That Costco employee was not messing around. He was straight up like, sir, if you don't put on a mask, I'm gonna have to hand you a free sample of your own ass. And I truly don't understand this. This man was just being asked to wear a mask while he's in the store. That's not asking a lot. I mean, do you know what I would do for a bulk quantity of toilet paper right now? Do you know who I killed? I mean, who I would kill? And you know, these videos really give you a sense of how differently black and white people view struggle. When black people are turning on their cameras when they think they're about to get shot. White people are turning on their cameras to show the oppression of Costco's store policies. They wouldn't let me take 2. Like, even if you don't care about getting corona, this is not about you, right? Because your decision might affect other people. It's the same way you could say, I'm not a sheep, I'm free. I don't want a car with brakes. Yeah, but the rest of us don't want your free ass flying through our windshields. Now look, I do think there should be another solution to our mask debate other than viral shaming. Isn't there something else we can do instead of covering our faces? Well, luckily, Leo Dublin has the answer we need.
Do you want to go outside, but hate wearing a face mask? They're hard to put on. They get all up in your eyes, and your breath smells like ass. Well, now, you ain't got to worry about covering your face, because Leo is on the case. Introducing the Leo Dublin Germ Blaster. Strap these suckers to your head and everybody's getting their germs blown back in their face. This works for all airborne illnesses, such as corona and even gonorrhea. Go back to where you came from, sneeze. Now you might say, but Leo, I already have the corona. How do I stop my germs from hitting other people? Well, guess what? I got a solution for that too. Introducing the Leo Dublin Germ Sucker. Strap this baby to your gut and all your germs get sucked away. Now I don't need to wear a face mask to enjoy a quiet walk outside. And if you're asking, is this FDA approved? Let me put it this way. The FDA is too busy to not approve it. The Leo Dublin Germ Blaster Sucker. It ain't but $85. You can get that from your mama.
Leo Dublin, Germ Blaster Sucker, and it's a drink of Baba Face. Leo Dublin, Germ Blaster Sucker, and it's a drink of Baba Face.
Exit 120 by the fairgrounds, next to Foot Locker.
Wow, Leo, you did it again. coronavirus. The only thing in 2020 that still hasn't been cancelled. Yesterday, New York City recorded 0 COVID-19 deaths for the first time since March. And that's truly amazing news, guys. Because if this continues, then hopefully New Yorkers can get back to dying from their usual things, you know, like being kicked in the throat by a subway dancer. But unfortunately, across the rest of America, things are worse than ever.
Breaking news tonight, staggering numbers out of Florida. More than 15,000 COVID cases confirmed in just one day.
Miami-Dade hospitals are at 94% ICU capacity, with the mayor confirming 6 are now full. If the Sunshine State were its own country, it would rank 4th highest in the world for new COVID cases.
In Texas, confirmed cases continue to climb. Nearly 6,000 reported today. Hard-hit Michigan now seeing an uptick in cases after hundreds attended July 4th lake parties.
And we've seen the stunning images of testing lines stretching for miles. Thousands waiting weeks for results in Arizona. Some labs facing a 30-day backlog. 13 states are reporting testing problems.
You know, I don't know what's worse, honestly. The fact that so many states reopened too early, or the fact that they are now facing problems that should have been solved months ago. Surging cases, PPE shortages, testing backlogs. These are all the same problems America was dealing with back in March. So clearly, other than coronavirus getting a summer tan, nothing has changed. And these states saw what happened in New York. They saw it happen here months ago. They had time to prepare, and they're still not handling it right? You know in a horror movie when the teenagers run upstairs away from the killer instead of running outside? This is like if they didn't even run. They just stayed on the couch watching TV. Oh, where's Darren? He's dead. All right, what's the next episode? I mean, at this rate, America is going to solve its testing issues 8 or 9 months after we have a vaccine. And while hospitals are filling up and more people are getting sick, Mickey Mouse has decided that the show must go on.
Disney welcomed guests back to the most magical place on earth Saturday, the biggest test yet of a major corporation opening its doors in the middle of a pandemic.
There are strict safety and social distancing protocols. Visitors are required to wear masks, and they'll hear this message.
For the health and safety of everyone, please wear a face covering. Wash your hands often and thoroughly. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing, and maintain physical distancing. Thank you for your cooperation.
Basically, what we're saying is, why are you at Disney World, dumbass? It's crazy that we're in the middle of a pandemic that's killed hundreds of thousands of people, and there are still folks out there like, life isn't scary enough. Let's go on a roller coaster. I mean, look, when my time comes, my time comes. But I'm going to do all I can to make sure that my obituary doesn't say cause of death, Space Mountain. And this isn't just dangerous for the visitors. Think about the risk this poses to all of the Disney employees. I mean, the safest job they have right now is the one inside a 200-degree rat costume. Like, what dad is so cheap that this vacation is worth the risk? Honey, it's 15% off Disney tickets. But Harry, isn't there a pandemic right now? 15% off. You go get the kids, I'm gonna load the van. Now, Mickey Mouse isn't the only cartoon character people have been imploring to take the coronavirus a little more seriously. Because for months now, people have also been begging President Trump to at least lead by example and wear a mask in public. And for months, he has flat out refused. But then, this happened.
Breaking news tonight, a huge shift for President Trump, wearing a mask in public.
6 months into the coronavirus pandemic, and President Trump finally wore a mask for the first time in public. He did so while visiting Walter Reed Medical Center this weekend.
This image again about the president wearing the mask will stick out to a lot of people in the days and weeks ahead.
Okay, guys, I don't know about you, but I think this is the day Donald Trump finally became president. And look, I'm glad that Trump finally put a mask on, but it's got to be confusing for his supporters who have been mocking face masks this whole time. I mean, to them, this must be like seeing Trump at a Black Lives Matter march with AOC. And I know that part of the reason Trump resisted wearing a mask for so long is because he's very self-conscious about his image. Right? That's why he didn't want to do it. So let me go on record as saying, President Trump, don't listen to any of the haters out there who's saying you look like Diabetic Bane or Shredder from the Ninja Turtles if all he shredded was cheese. You look great. So please keep wearing that mask. For months now, health officials have been saying that everyone should wear a mask when they're out in public. And Trump has replied, no thanks. But now, it's his idea.
This morning, facing an uphill battle for re-election, President Trump with a course correction, now offering a direct appeal to Americans to wear a mask, tweeting this photo and writing, "Many people say that it is patriotic to wear a face mask when you can't socially distance. There is nobody more patriotic than me, your favorite president." A White House official says the picture was taken during his recent visit to Walter Reed, the only time he's worn a mask in public.
Yes. There's nothing more patriotic than waiting for 140,000 people to die and then grudgingly becoming the last person in America to put on a mask. And you know, no matter how many times he does this, I'm always amazed at how shamelessly Trump shifts his positions and then acts like we're the ones who were slow to catch on.
You know, I was the first person to call it a pandemic when nobody knew what it was, and I wore a mask before anybody. In fact, I might have invented the mask. I'll ask Kaylee to check. Can we get Kaylee to check on that, please? I invented it. No one knew what it was. I said it's a mask. Mask.